What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast. I'm your boy John, along with Eddie and Braxton. How y'all doing today, fellas?
Ain't got a little attention, bro.
All
It sure is, but we good. We good.
right, bro. All right, man. We're gonna hop right into it as usual, man. Monday Night Football. The Cowboys went to Las Vegas and handled business with a 33-16 win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Man, what was y'all thoughts on that game last night?
That was expected in my opinion. I said before the game it was gonna be 34-17, end up being close to that, if not exactly that. The Cowboys look good on offense, and the Raiders just been the same Raiders we've seen all year, and they bad. They're just in a bad place right now. Gino, he might be the problem. He got to go. But besides that, Cowboys offense look good, and Quentin Williams, that was a great pickup for them, so they look good going forward. So. I don't know if they can make a late push to make the playoffs. It's not looking that like that, but they look better than they was last week.
Yeah, me personally, I was happy to see what I seen from the Cowboys, considering like just a couple weeks ago we was on them talking about like the offense didn't look that good, and even with them, kind of partially benching Pickens and CeeDee Lamb for them to come back out there, Dak still had 4 touchdowns. So like I thought that was a good performance from them for sure.
Yeah, I ain't gonna feed too much into it with the Cowboys. I mean, they were playing the Raiders. The Raiders just voided talent on both sides of the ball. I think the biggest thing for the Raiders, man, they don't have no offensive line, which Gino don't have much time to go through his progressions and throw the ball. And they don't really have talent as far as receivers on the outside. They got rid of Jacoby Myers. They signed Tyler Lockett, who's on the back end of his career, and they got Trey Tucker, but they don't really have like talented receivers that we see on the Cowboys side with CD and George Pickens. But as far as the Cowboys, I ain't gonna really judge too much off of this game because they were playing the Raiders. I'm gonna really judge them the next 3 weeks when I see them go up against Philly, and then they got the Chiefs, and then they turn around and they play the Lions. So it's gonna be a tough stretch for them. Some big games coming up on their schedule, and so that's really how I'm gonna judge them and see if they're gonna be a playoff team or not.
Yeah, I mean, and to get to Geno Smith, I mean, I was saying in the group chat that I had, like, honestly, I don't know if he the guy anymore, bro. When I see him play, but I just know what type of game it is. Like, he always gonna be in an uphill battle, and that's just the type of quarterback that he's become. He had that one little run where he was doing stuff, but other than that, I'm not a believer.
I think it's just got a lot to do with his offensive line. Like he really don't have no time. And then when you think about, Cowboys defense that hasn't been particularly good throughout the season, and they was just getting back there with ease last night with a pass rush. I think that it's just hard for him to do a lot, and they can't run the ball. I mean, Ashton Gentry averaging the lowest yards before contact. I think 1.7 yards before contact. I mean, a lot of that falls on the offensive line not being able to get a push, but. I do think that the Cowboys defensive line has looked better with Quentin Williams. He had a big game last night, and so like I said, I'm just gonna judge them over the next 3 games. That's big games coming up for them for sure.
Yeah.
But man, moving on, dog. My boy Jamar Chase, man, got into it with Jalen Ramsey. Supposedly, Jalen Ramsey said he spit on him. Jamar Chase said he didn't. We saw it in 4K. It looked like he spit on him. Allegedly. The NFL came out and suspended Jamar for 1 game, man. What was y'all thoughts on that whole little incident right there?
Well, let's just be real, bro. It was no allegedness of that. He did spit on the man. At first, I was trying to defend him because my homeboy he sent it to me right as the game was happening because he's a Steelers fan. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? He sent me a Twitter video. I didn't see it. And then they came out with that last angle. And and you saw like the whole transfer of spit from his mouth to, Jalen Ramsey, and that's when Jalen Ramsey reacted and got the punching on Jamar. So I do not like the fact that he spit on him. He's one of our guys, and that's not a good look for him being one of the faces of the league. So it's a tough subject because we are believers of Jamar, and we don't want to talk too down on him, but we gotta hold him accountable, and say he was wrong in this instance. Because if a man spit on you, at the end of the day, you're a man. You have no other choice but to act like Jalen Ramsey did. And if they was outside the football field, probably would have got a little bit worse than that. So, yeah, I can't support Jamar on this one, man. Sad to say.
Yeah, man. I'm usually with Jamar, whether he right or wrong. In most situations, with the contract and stuff, I want him to get his money and all that different stuff. But in this situation, he dead wrong, bro. You cannot be spitting on nobody and think that they not gonna react in the way that Jalen Ramsey did. And then after the press conference, you could tell he was lying the way he was talking about it, like saying, "Oh, I didn't open my mouth to that guy." Like, no, bro, you spit on him, bro. We all seen it. So I mean, you can't be doing that, and I think the suspension was warranted because it's becoming a trend in the league, and that is nasty. I couldn't respect nobody that do that.
Yeah, man. Look, right is right and wrong is wrong. And it's hard for me to do this, bro, because Jamar Chase, you know, go back to college, hung around him a few times. That's my favorite receiver in the league, and I kind of like I have a hard time criticizing him, bro. I really do. But at the end of the day, you don't spit on another man. But I will say, and it kind of because Jamar's not that type of guy, bro. He's usually composed. He usually don't get into all the rah-rah situations. So it kind of makes me think what was said between the two for him to go take it a step to that level. But like at the end of the day, you can't justify spitting on somebody, no matter how like that's the ultimate disrespect when it comes to doing that to people, whether you're a man or a woman, you just don't spit on nobody. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't justify it, bro. I can't justify it. He was wrong in that situation. I think that the league had to set a precedent because of Jalen Carter in the beginning of the year. He basically got suspended a game because he got ejected before the first play even happened. So they had to suspend Mara for a game. But man, like I said, you just can't justify it. But I do want like I said, I do wonder what was the conversation like for Mara to get out of his element like that because you really don't see it. Yeah.
I did see before that happened, there was a kind of dirty hit. The ball was past Jamar, and Jalen Ramsey did kind of hit him in the back kind of hard, and pause. And it was just like it was a situation where the play was completely dead, and he kind of still hit him anyway. And I think that kind of sparked it because like now you're being dangerous, and you kind of like being dangerous to my career.
That sparked the spit, bro. Nah, gang. We got to keep holding them accountable, bro. They talk mess the whole game. Like Jalen said, they was talking, and they always going at it. Every time they play each other, they always go at it. So at the end of the day, if ain't no spit on you, you can't spit on a man. Like that's ain't you can't justify
Yeah,
that, bro.
you can't
If
do that,
anything, you can get the fight and anything. I'd rather a fight than the spit,
but
bro.
I agree. I don't agree with him spitting, but it had to be something said for him to get out of the element because Jamal don't act like that, bro. He just don't. So it had to be something said between them. But like I said, you don't spit on him, man. Like if you feel some type of way, just fight. But it had to be something said between the two, bro. In my opinion. Man, moving on, man. Eddie Boy, Shedeur Sanders got his first game action this weekend after Dylan Gabriel went out with a concussion, man, and there's been a lot of noise surrounding him because he didn't really look particularly well. A lot of people on social media saying, it's because he didn't get no first team reps as a backup, and then other people saying, like he just sad. That's what people been saying. So, man, what's y'all thoughts on that? Whoever want to go first, y'all got it.
Go ahead, Bryce. I would like to hear what you have to say first.
You know, I'm not going to, well, I'm not going to say he trash, right? Let's not do that. But I do think in this situation, you did see the reason why he is the backup quarterback currently. Like, I understand, he ain't get the reps, but at a certain point, like, you still got to come through and make certain plays. The receivers were dropping the passes in certain situations, but I do think, there is a development level. Like, he even said it himself. I'm glad I was able to get out there and see what it's like because now that you know what it's like, you can move forward. So I think the experience was good for him. But personally, you kind of saw some of the signs and reasons why Dylan Gabriel is getting the starts currently. And I think moving forward, it's important for him to get those reps so that he can perform well.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done, bro.
All right, John. Let me hear what you say. What you got to rebuttal to that?
Um, I don't know. A lot of people been saying that it's because he didn't get any first team reps in practice. Which I don't. Maybe before the season in training camp, I kind of agree that he should have got first team reps, especially when he was trying to figure out who the quarterback was. But I've seen a lot of like former players on TV come out and say, like that doesn't usually happen in the season. Once you got a starting quarterback, you kind of figure it out. You go from there. Like the backup don't really get first team reps. And my only thing about that is, you know, you playing two, you got a rookie starting quarterback, a rookie backup quarterback. So I feel like they should have had some way, they should have incorporated some way for him to get some first team reps because, you know, the minute that Dylan Gabriel goes down, you're throwing another rookie in there. And so like I feel like he had to be prepared. The team should have been prepared to, you know, like understand his cadence and stuff. Like the center came out and said he only heard Shedeur's cadence maybe once or twice throughout his whole time being there. And I feel like that's kind of like a problem because that's when issues can arise. But like as far as his gameplay, I mean, I don't really like I can't really put it like the Ravens put a lot of pressure on him. They weren't really blocking for him a lot. But I don't know. I mean he didn't look terribly bad. Like is he you saw some things that you could build on from him, but I don't know, man. It's just a whole lot of mess surrounding that situation with Sador.
Okay, now John, I agree with your standing, but I definitely see where you coming from. Now with Braggs, I can tell it was just a lot of hate in that answer. When he came out and said, he looked like the backup quarterback. At the end of the day, Shedeur is a rookie, right? It's like I don't want to say this, but it's like he's getting the amount of pressure and eyes that LeBron was looked at as he was coming in the league. It's like just these expectations that were just not fair to him. I feel like at the end of the day, he's a rookie, which everybody knows. So all the other rookies, they had their time to come in the game and just get a feel for it, get comfortable. They had the one reps. That was not the case for Shador. He's in a horrible situation. He had and all the eyes still on him. What backup have ever had this amount of attention and eyes on him the whole season? And when he finally gets a start, it's like everybody just want to see him do bad. It's frustrating for him knowing that he got all this pressure and he come out and play like that. But the coach has not put him in positions to succeed. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's not fair to Shador. And as an organization, they have to do better just to put the best product on the field. And now that he's and he don't got no choice but to play. What you go do? You go keep putting him in position to lose and not be successful. As a franchise, I wouldn't want that. So I understand like you got to take the ulterior motives out of it and just go out there and do what's best for the team. And Shador, knowing the type of player he is, I know he's going to go in there and once he get these reps and get comfortable, then who knows? He might be one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in a minute, and he can beat on that stature. But as of now, he got some work to do, and let's just be real, he's not ready. But he hasn't been in place, and he hasn't had the opportunities to be ready. So it's not fair, bro. I don't like it, and I just hate like seeing everybody put this and black people. It's people at the job that just talking so bad about you just because it's daddy, and I hate to see it, bro. We all black at the end of the day, right? So you're supposed to want to see other black people win, and I ain't trying to bring race into it, but like, come on, bro, what are we doing? Yeah, like he not a bad quarterback, bro. I understand off the court, I mean off the field allegations, whatever, but he's not a. I don't think he's a bad person. So I just think it's bigger than ball at this point, bro. But I want to see him Shador play better, and hopefully on Sunday when we play the Raiders, he has a great game and he can be the franchise quarterback.
See, I have to combat some of your points just off the simple fact you saying that, oh, people expected him to do all these different things. We only having those expectations because of the way that the fans treat the situation. They don't treat him. You say he's a backup quarterback, or this is first year rookie quarterback. But the expectation is he's supposed to come in here and change everything. So when you get that opportunity, you got to make the most of it, regardless of the fact, because of the way people are treating the situation. If he was just an average rookie quarterback, then people wouldn't be making this much uproar about him playing. But the fact is, they think that he's going to be that good, and so they want him in the game. When you don't perform, it goes against that theory. So I think that's the thing. The fans play up as much a part into it as he does.
The fans not on the field, bro. They
You
not on
right.
the field. They not in practice. I understand it's fans at the end of the day. We fans, bro. We don't got to go through the stuff they go through. They don't have we don't have the pressure. All we want to see them is succeed. Just like I said with LeBron. Everybody had the expectation with LeBron. He oversee the excellence. They still find somewhere they had on LeBron. LeBron was never put on a fair rookie scale because he was one of the guys. And I understand the pressure with Shador coming into the draft. But after he don't get drafted on that first day, I feel like those expectations should be gone, right? And he's understand what the fans want to see, but at the end of the day, the fans not playing. They don't have no influence over that.
John.
I ain't got no rebuttal, man. That was a conversation between y'all. We talked about this in the group chat, man. Eddie didn't like how you felt. You ain't like how Eddie felt, so I let y'all hash that out. Man, but moving on to our last NFL topic, man. The Eagles shut down the Lions' high-power offense on Sunday Night Football, but their offense continues to struggle, man. Do y'all believe that the Eagles can repeat as champs with the way they've been playing so far?
No.
Elaborate.
um, nah, bro. I just that offense is looking real bad, bro. I'm not. That's not a Super Bowl winning offense. Saquon has took a step back. The offensive line took a step back, and they just lost Lane Johnson. I don't know how long he gonna be out for, but that's a huge loss to a already um I ain't gonna say bad online, but not the last year online that they had when they won the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's looking good for them to go back. The defense, which has been bad all year, has been the reason they've been winning the game. So with that being said, that just is weird in the day, but they are finding ways to win, which that's all that matters at the end of the day. But when they face better teams. Not saying the Lions are a bad team, but I feel like down the stretch in the playoffs, if they play the Lions again or the Rams, I think they got their number.
I've actually been converted on this topic. I feel like I even caught myself when I was having a debate with one of our Eagle fans. And he was saying, like, I ended up saying, they find a way to win the game. And at the end of it, we keep always saying they find a way to win the game. So at the end of the day, until it becomes a problem, it's not a problem. If the defense is doing their job and the Eagles are doing enough of what they need to do to score and win the game, that's what we play for. Then I have to back off and say it's not as much of a problem as it is, or people are making it seem. Now, in the future, I do think it could potentially become a problem. But at this current moment, it is not a problem. They're winning.
It is a problem though. The playoffs is down the street, bro. You got a couple more games till you end the playoffs and it's winning go home. I feel like this subpar offense is not gonna get the job done in the playoffs.
They just beat a playoff team,
They ain't play at their best potential.
John.
Um, so basically, the way I feel is kind of like Brax feel. Like they winning games right now. I ain't saying that it's not a problem because the offense is definitely a problem. They don't have no passing game. Can't run the ball. Um, it is a problem, but I think it has a lot to do with coaching. Like I see it like a lot of 90% of the routes, and I told y'all this when we was watching the game. 90% of the routes that the best receiver AJ Brown run is slants. Like I don't see no down the field threats from AJ Brown. So they got to find ways to get him open, scheme him open, have him run different routes because I feel like right now their offense is just too predictable. Like people know they want to run the ball with Saquon, so they're taking that away. They're making Jalen Hurts pass the ball. And we've seen a lot of like different things from the Eagles when Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator. Like he was able to mix things up and kind of make it, have a balanced offense, not make it too predictable. But now you just see a lot of slants from AJ Brown, a lot of quick throws from Jalen Hurts, and it's just not getting the job done. Like people are making them pass the ball, and they don't have no diversity in their pass game. Like we don't see no RPOs from them like we did last season. It's a lot. But I will say the defense has stepped up in a big way. I think that trade for Jalen Phillips from Miami was a key addition to the team because the defensive line has just played outstanding the last 2 weeks. And I think that they're back in with the corners and safeties are starting to come together as well. Quinyon Mitchell, he's been doing this thing for sure. So I mean, right now, as long as they winning games like Bryce said, I don't really see it as an issue. But they gonna have to figure out how to get that offense going before the playoffs because they're gonna need that offense to make it to where they want to be when the playoffs come.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it like this. If my team would had their record at this current moment, I would be feeling good about that. So at the end of the day, if it's leading to a good season, I mean, maybe this is just their philosophy.
It kind of like reminds me of like the Chiefs from the Chiefs. We always used to talk about the Chiefs. They when they gonna get it together, when they gonna get it together, and it's long as they winning games, they're gonna keep on going, and they would just win. They won games all the way through the playoffs with basically no offense. So it kind of reminds me that you could kind of say that the Denver Broncos are in the same boat as well. Like they don't really put up their offense ain't really look great, like standing off the page, but it's the defense that wins the games for them and keeps them in the game. So that's just how I feel on it.
Well, just to that quick to that point, you said the Chiefs. I don't know how we keep talking about the Chiefs and they weren't even on the list today, but um, the thing with the Chiefs, they got Mahomes and they got the refs, and with the Eagles,
My
they
God,
ain't getting that same them same calls. So I don't think that will favor them down the stretch.
I don't think the
I,
rest got nothing
I
to do with it.
disagree. I disagree. Did you see that pass interference at the end of the Eagles game? They get the calls. Let's not say that they don't get the calls.
A call, not every call, like Mahomes and the Golden
Mahomes
Boy.
does not get every call, bro.
He gets every
You
call. You
need to
touch
stop.
Mahomes
You need to
flag.
stop. You need to stop, bro.
Even with
All
that,
right,
the push. How many times do they jump off sides or false start and they don't call it? The Eagles have the calls, so they have
You
the
got a
formula.
point, bro. You got a point, man.
good pull, but the touch push is you can't break the touch push. That touch push unstoppable.
I mean, the Lions stopped it a couple times.
One time.
No, twice. Twice. They stopped it twice, bro. But hey, man, we're gonna take a quick break, man. We come back, man. We got some news to get into. Lane Kiffin got a lot of buzz surrounding his name about where he gonna coach next. Draymond Green, always in the news for doing something. And we're gonna talk about all these injuries happening in the NBA, man. Y'all keep it locked right here. Y'all don't want to miss it. Welcome to the world of sports.
All right, y'all. Welcome to the World of Sports podcast, man. There's been a lot of circulation, a lot of talk, a lot of speculation about what Lane Kiffin is gonna do with Ole Miss, man. He was in Baton Rouge. The family was in Baton Rouge. It's looking like he might want to come on to Death Valley, man. What y'all think about that?
Hey man, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Me myself, he gonna bring that offense with him. He gonna get players in the transfer portal. We know that LSU is willing to spend money in the transfer portal to have a good team. It may be nothing. It may be something. I'm just interested to see how that's gonna go down. Um, Reportedly, they say that Ole Miss has given him an ultimatum to decide whether he's going to stay at Ole Miss or come to go to LSU or Florida eventually before their game next week against Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl. So, but he came out on Pat McAfee today and said that that's not true. So I don't know. It's a lot of he say she say out there. We the only time will tell what's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be opposed to getting him. And yeah, man. A quick question to y'all: did y'all see how Kim Market was mad last night? Because she said there was only three reporters from Baton Rouge that went to the game, and she was like basically saying like she know everybody trying to follow up with Lane Kiffin because he was in BR yesterday, and she was like, but I got news for y'all. He was in Gainesville, Florida too, meeting with Florida as well. So I just wanted to throw that at y'all, see what y'all had to say. But you go ahead, Eddie.
To that, maybe she was just a little upset because it was more reports at
Yeah,
the
she was upset, but
at that than the game. But they handle business against Tulane, so who cares? By the way, the LSU girls are looking amazing. By the way, they might be looking for a contender this year. But back to Lane Kiffin, I have my own thoughts on Lane Kiffin because some behind the scenes stuff. But as a LSU coach and candidate, I do like it because he will get players for us and he know how to win game. He's a proven winner, so I do like it. I don't know if he has the right culture for Louisiana, but if he a winner, then they'll find a way to love you. And I did hear, that the wife of Lane Kiffin, she enjoyed the tour, so that might be a great pull for LSU. If they make her happy, then she go home. Hey, baby, I like it down here. They might just want to stay down there, and that'd be a great move for us. So, hopefully, the rumors are true, and Lane Kiffin is the next coach of the LSU Tigers, man. But we shall see in a couple weeks when it is finalized, because I do believe that the Ole Miss ultimatum is true, and I just think he didn't want to say it in front on the podcast, especially in front of his players, just keeping them focused. So I do think that is true, but like I said, we will see.
Yeah. Once this whole speculation of who the next coach would be started, this was one of my top candidates. I will say this though, with it looking like it's probably going to happen, I want to light a fire under Lane Kiffin though. You're not coming here to just be the next coach. You come here to win. That's why. That's the whole reason why we let go of Brian Kelly. He wasn't winning. He was doing a decent job as a coach, but we need you to be. We need you to elevate us. What you doing at Ole Miss? I understand the recruits are not the same, but we need you to elevate this team to back to championship status. So if you're gonna come here and keep your staff or do whatever, just know that there are expectations that come with that. So that's all I would say on it. But I agree with what both of y'all are saying. And moving on though, if y'all got something else on it?
I just wanted to
Uh,
say, whoever the next coach is, I got three people that I want to keep. Got to keep Frank Wilson because he recruits the heck out of the state, and retaining our talent in the state is a top priority. Got to keep Corey Raymond, the DB coach, because he's starting to bring that DBU back, and we got to keep Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator. That's the three priorities for the next coach, man. That's you got to keep those guys because they gonna establish the LSU culture back to where it needs to be.
well said.
Yeah. Moving on though, it was some confrontation in NOLA. Draymond Green and the Warriors taking on the Pelicans, and fan was getting way too talkative, and Draymond was not having none of that, man. It looks like he was saying some things, calling him kind of like a woman, saying he was Angel Reese or something like that. What's your thoughts about that?
Hey, bro, Draymond always going through something with somebody, bro. Like you just gotta realize, bro, the fans gonna be the fans, and when they know they can get under your skin like that, bro, they gonna keep pushing your button, bro. And you know you can't do nothing about it if you want to keep your job, bro. So you just ignore the fans, bro. Like the fans gonna talk, man. We see KD go back with the fans, and but it's in a joking manner. Like he ain't getting up in nobody's face and that stuff like that, bro. Like if you gonna go back with the fans, go back with the fans, man. But then for to get in this man's face, like when you know that, like he really was gonna do something to that man, like punch him in the face or something. Like, come on, bro. Nah, he was not gonna do that, bro. He know what it was gonna be like if he got into a competition with the fans. So I just feel like he just be doing too much at times. Like I understand, you probably was mad at the fan, and the fans do have to learn their place at times. But man, you gotta understand, you can't be doing that. The league issued him a warning, and so he already know what it is.
Do he though? I don't. Out of all people, I think Draymond is one of the people he do not care, and I think he's proven that time and time again. He's known for roughing people up, choking people out, and punching people. So I love Draymond, bro. Ain't too many more in the league like him that's just willing to do these type of things. We got him, Isaiah Stewart, and Russell Westbrook. Them the top three that's go be in your face and they don't care about the consequences. So. Um, I like it. The fan, like you said, the fans they gotta know their place, but it's the fans at the end of the day. They go do what they want and say what they want to do, and it's easier said than done. Just for the players to know, just ignore it because at the end of the day, y'all know what they saying. It could hit a soft spot for him, and some people and like Draymond, he ain't the type just be like, huh? All right, bet he go say something, but he always got a rebuttal for you. So I like it. I don't think he should. I don't think he deserved the warning. I think at the end of the day, it's just they and then they on the court with you, so they can get up close and personal to you. So I don't know, man. I think it's as long as ain't nobody get touched, it's all fair game.
Yeah, I mean, here of late, the NBA has been doing a pretty decent job at regulating stuff like that. Like you've seen players will come point at somebody and they'll be able to get out the game. I don't know how much I like about that, but I know y'all boy has done that once or twice. So,
The
but
king.
I will say this, I respect Draymond. If somebody talking crazy like that, I mean, hey, just go address it, handle it in a nice manner, and move on. So I don't got nothing too much to say on it, but Draymond is a competitor. We love that about Draymond. So it's been a lot of injuries in the NBA, man. Giannis got hurt, Ja got hurt, Wemby got hurt. Man, what we gonna do about this, y'all?
To me,
Um,
what we gonna do?
I'd
I
rather
don't,
have them early in the season, me personally, than late in the season when you know it's time for playoffs and stuff, because that's when your teams really need you. But I don't know, man. A lot of stars getting hurt. I don't know what contributes to that. We've been seeing that over the last couple of years, but yeah, I'd rather have them early in the season rather than late in the season. So just to go ahead and let them get them out the way now, and hopefully their teams can stay afloat while they out.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's at the end of the day, injuries are a part of the game, so you never know. Like it's like I always say, like and like Pat, I always say, to win the championship, you gotta have just a lot of things going in your favor, and you gotta have some luck, and you just gotta be healthy. So, um, I don't know, man. It's injuries is always a touchy subject for me because it's never you can't guess when it's gonna happen. It just happens at the worst times, sometimes. But like John said, I'm glad it's getting out the way early, and just hopefully when they come back, they just stay healthy. I pray everyone stay healthy, but that ain't always the case. So I hopefully them boys get back soon and just stay on the court.
Well said, fellas.
All right, y'all. Time for the best part of the show with the Black Spotlight. I'll start this week for my Black Spotlight. I have Dior Johnson. Y'all may have seen him growing up. Playing with Bronny, playing with Jacob, playing with all these high school stars, and because he was a star, and he is still a star. He is at Tarleton State now, and he's coming off the bench, but he's scoring 40 plus off the bench, which is crazy that he's still on the bench. So hopefully, he knocks that starting position for the rest of the season soon because he has been a lot of places. He's been and he was just with Mikey Williams last season, playing together, and now they both doing great things at different colleges at a step up. So I just hope to see them both continue to just grow. But Dior Johnson came a long way dealing with off the court problems, and now he's back in a good light and on a good team in a good situation, and hopefully he get in the league next year and just continue to just grind and do great things, man.
Yeah. Shout out to him, bro. I did see that post on Instagram about him balling and 40 some points off the bench is not an easy task at all, man. So shout out to him, man. This week, man, my black spotlight is going out to none other than George Pickens, bro. He had a great game last night. Him and CD set out the first series because of some a coach's decision. Reports say that they was out past curfew in Las Vegas and they got caught on the hotel cameras, man. But that's not neither here nor there, man. But shout out to him. He had a great game. He looks like a true number one. I hope that Dallas pays him as a number one, or hopefully he can go get his bag somewhere else because he definitely deserves it, man. As long as he can keep that character intact, he's one of them, bro. So shout out to you, bro. Keep balling and go get that bag.
Yeah, man. Shout out to both of y'all black spotlights. My black spotlight for this week is U of H's Kingston Flemings. He's not a rookie, a freshman going into his first season with the U of H. And he's been performing very well as a rookie to start on, or not rookie, as a freshman to start on a U of H team that's known for like having good players. That shows what type of player you are. He's averaging about 17 right now, but he had 22 against Auburn in a big game that came down to the wire. So shout out to him, man. And he looking. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be like top in the draft, but he could definitely be a one and done, possibly with the way that he's been performing. So shout out to him, man. Keep it up and go Cougs, man. Whenever I'm not rooting for the LSU Tigers.
Go Cool, man. I'm not rooting for LSU Tigers in basketball.
Hey,
Go
boy,
Cool.
LSU gonna be nice this year. Keep sleeping on it. You hear me?
I'm slumped. I'm slumped,
We
brother.
gonna wake you up. Don't worry. We gonna wake you up. We gonna wake you up, my boy. But hey, man, great show today, fellas. I appreciate y'all for being consistent. Keep doing this with me every week, man. We're gonna try to continue to bring continue to bring great episodes to y'all, bruh. Um, if y'all think we should change anything, man, let us know, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead, Brax. What you gotta say?
Yeah, man. Like John was saying, man, I'm so happy that y'all can tuning in to watch, man. I just asked, if you out at the gym, you out, at work or whatever, and somebody say, hey man, what's that on your phone, man? You just tell them you watching the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast, man. Share it to all your friends. Like, comment, please subscribe. And we love y'all, man. We love y'all so much, man.
Yes, indeed,
Yeah.
man. Well said. Well said. I don't have to say nothing else. All I gotta say is, man, y'all continue to keep it locked here to the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast, and we appreciate y'all. We out.
Yes, sir.